In our gospel for today, Jesus takes his tired little flock for a restful picnic across the lake. When they arrived at the deserted place, they found that it was not deserted any longer. The crowds from around and about were in need of being fed. They were hungry for foods of all kind, but especially for healing and teaching. There's always room for a little more. They may not have even known what they were looking for. They were just looking. When Jesus and his apostles got out of the boat, he looked at the crowd gathered like a hungry flock, and he received them with pity. Well, not exactly pity. The original Greek word means moved to his guts. He was deeply touched because they were looking at him as would a large flock of sheep looking for food. I can imagine that this huge crowd has gathered into one, but for many different reasons, having many different hungers. Some didn't have much to do that day, and everybody seemed excitedly heading toward this place, so they just went along with the crowd. Some wanted to get up close and impersonal with Jesus. They intended to question him about his authority, his obscure family roots, and why he seemed sometimes to violate his own religious traditions. They were hungry for a good argument. Others, perhaps younger folks, had brought their own picnic baskets, and they were enjoying their own self-sufficiency and smugly ate what they had brought while keeping their provisions for themselves. They came to see, hear, and check out whether or not Jesus could provide even better stuff. They intended not to be moved in any way. Jesus finally arrives. He seems to understand deeply that no matter why they all came, he will receive them personally with deep down, humanly felt openness. Jesus accepted them all. His heart extended arms around each and all without separating, excluding, or judging. The human condition in all its forms was united into the one basic hunger. Each was hungry for completion. They represent longing. They had not found satisfaction in fulfilling themselves. Jesus will miraculously feed their bodies. He knows that this food will not totally satisfy, that they will want more. So he taught them first. He spoke to them about the sacredness of their deeper longings, their truer hungers, their fascination with answers which result in further questions. Jesus knew that each would return to their lives again, but just maybe each was comforted in the awareness that this person who could teach and do wonderful things loved them personally and collectively. Perhaps the skeptics, the arguers, the self-isolators were moved to be a little more tender and accepting of their own human insufficiency of all kinds. Perhaps they were able to live more honestly with their doubts, fears, questions, and self-poverty. As they were leaving, there were probably some who commented, "Yeah, but what's he going to do for us next?" You see, we always want more.